Hello everyone, I hope you all are safe and healthy at home. So let's start with our today's topic that is all about arrays. So let's start by the first question, what is an array? So by looking at this diagram, what do you feel? Any guesses? Okay, anyone? So I feel that this picture tells us that there are some boxes which stores the values of numbers from 0 to 9. Okay, so let's start with the basics, like what do you mean by an array? An array is a special value which can hold more than one values at a time. Arrays give us a way to store and organize the data. Arrays are useful if you want to work with many values of the same Python data type. This might be student name, employee's name, etc. So this tells us that sometimes whether in an office or any organization, there comes a time where you have large data sets and you have to deal with such data sets. So in that case, arrays are the most helpful ones. They allow you to store related pieces of data, and it makes easy to perform the same operation on multiple values at the same time. These are the advantages of arrays. What are they? That, as we discussed in the previous slides, it can handle very large data sets efficiently, and it is computationally memory efficient. And the second one is faster calculations and analysis than least. Now we have seen what do you mean by an array. Okay, now let's see how to access an array element. So before starting with the coding for arrays, let's understand how to access the arrays in Python. First of the former and the important thing to remember that indexing in array starts from 0 and not from 1. This is the most fundamental rule we can say. Okay, so now let's start how a array works. Let's start the coding. Okay friends. Okay, so this is our syntax. So in the first line we have mentioned one variable name, that is flowers, and we have put the names of three flowers, that is lotus, rose, sunflower. You can put any name of the flowers of your choice. And the second one, we have stored that name of that array, that in the variable x. Okay, so x is equals to flowers, and in square brackets we have given the integer number 1. Actually that is not an integer number, that is an index number. Okay, 1. And in the last line we have told to print x, means to print the second line. So let's see what are the output. Keep your guesses ready in your mind. So let's start. So we have typed our code here. Okay, the same three lines as we seen in the previous slide. So let's see what is the output. Are you ready with your guesses in your mind? Okay, so wait, the output is coming. So here you can see the output is rows. So guys, let's understand how did the output came rows. As we discussed, like indexing starts from 0 and not from 1. So here lotus takes the index 0, rose takes the index 1, and sunflower takes the index 2. And that is why in the second line we have mentioned that x is equals to flowers and 1 and then print x. So we have told the array, like we want the output as the flower which has the index number 1. So they have given rows as our output. Okay, let's see more examples. Okay, so this is one more example. Here, the same example, the same class name, only just we have printed y is equals to flowers with the index number 0 and z with the flowers index number 2. Huh? This is the same example. I have just took it to clear the indexing part. So again, we have stored the values and then in the x, y, z, and then we have printed them. Okay. So let's see what exactly the output they give. Okay. So see, this was our syntax. Okay. So the output is rose, lotus, and flower because in X we have stored the flower name which has index number 1, that is rose. In the next 0, that is lotus, and 2, that is sunflower. I hope the indexing part and how to access an array elements is cleared. Okay. Now let's see after after accessing an array element, how to find the length of an array. Now this was all about accessing an array element. Now let's see how to find the length. Okay. So length function. Okay. We can find the length of an array by using a len function. Okay. We can detect the length of any array. Then it might be of however elements it consists. We can find the length of them with the len function. So let's read. Length of an array is the number of elements that are actually present, right? You can make use of len function to achieve this, means to find how many elements exactly are present. We can use the len function. Okay. The len function returns an integer value that is equal to the number of elements present in that array. Means if in an array, suppose if there are 3 numbers, then once we use len function, we can easily understand that yes, there are 3. Like we get the output as an integer value 3. Okay. So we have took one example to just clear the concept of len function. So the same example, just instead of accessing the index number, we have just took the len function to clear this concept. Okay. So flowers is equals to lotus, rose, sunflower, and in the next line, x is equals to len flowers. Okay. Means we have to understand that what exactly is the length of this array. Let's see the output. So here you can see the length of the output is 3. Okay. Now easily even we can count manually, like there are three elements in an array. But this was an easy example. But if in any large organizations or any companies you are working, and there you come across some big large data sets and have to find the length of that array or length of that data set, then this function can be very much useful. Just within seconds you can get what exactly is the length of this element, this array, etc. Understood? So this was all about arrays, accessing an array, what is an array, and finding its len function, like finding its length. Thank you so much, and I hope you have understood this concept very well. And please stay tuned for more such amazing videos. Bye. Stay safe and see you soon.